By now?
Start over here on the left, Chris.
Just get your thoughts on the line play after watching the film, the offensive line against Northwestern.
That was good. Graham Glasgow stood out the most, and he was our offensive player of the game. Also to note, Ben Braden has now continued to be an ascending player. He might even got the silver medal. It was good to see, but yeah, the line play's been ascending.
I will go right behind him, Steve.
Jim, you could talk about Joe Carriage, and he's obviously your captain, what he brings you leadership-wise and what he brings you on the field as well.
A++, as from day one in terms of work ethic, leadership, role model, example. Been really good to see him back out this week. Warms your heart to see a fullback pop a run for, what was it, 36, 34. That's heartwarming. So, and nice to see the fullback position do that. Sione Homa also has been outstanding. Both, the way they're blocking and the way they're running the ball. I haven't had fullbacks like this, talented runners when they have the football in their hands, and it's been heartwarming to see the fullback dive be successful.
Touch on what makes that play successful, in terms of maybe the play fake to Davion, or who's blocking is most central to making that successful.
Yeah, everybody who doesn't have the ball is essential. In terms of blocking and carrying out fakes, everybody becomes a blocker who's not carrying the ball.
Stay in the back left here, Matt.
Jim, a lot of coaches and players in football and other sports talk about consistency and the message of trying to stay consistent with a demeanor and the message. What has been that most consistent message that you and your staff have brought to this team that has made it so successful so far?
I don't know what the most consistent message would be. The thing I would tend to hope for, look for in consistency is being consistently good, as opposed to being consistently average. I don't know what I have to say about that.
Stay up in the front right here, Mark.
Jim, you had said after Maryland that you thought Channing was just a one-week injury, dribbling, and
Yeah.
he didn't play the other day. Is this a longer-term situation with him?
Yeah, it was longer than a 1 week. He was very, very close this past weekend. He could have played, but I thought it was more prudent to not play him.
Do you expect him to play this weekend?
I do.
Come up on the front row here on the left, Larry.
Talk about the decision to take down the countdown clocks for Michigan State and Ohio State, and yet what this rivalry and your memories of it mean to you?
No, that was a while ago. The first part of your question there. What does the rivalry mean? It's a trophy game. We really want to get the best grades. We want to win the most awards. Want to excel at sports. And this is a game that has a trophy associated to it. So it's an award. Want to win.
The clocks, the countdown clocks?
Yeah, I addressed that. It says that was a while ago.
Can you reiterate
I
that?
can't really recall.
How quick did it happen after you got here?
I don't recall. It was a while ago.
In the back right. Greg.
Along those same lines, Jim, just how important is it when you're building the program to kind of establish yourself, first off, within the state as the team? Michigan State has kind of dominated this rivalry in recent years. Is it important to establish yourself as the team in this state?
Well, really address your question about the countdown clocks, or your question on the winning the next game is the goal. That's the most important thing. There's nothing more important than that. Where you stand in this week. So about that.
Over here on the left front, Bob?
Jim, I imagine you know the numbers. Michigan State's won 6 of the last 7 meetings.
Mhm.
Are you in tune with how those games have gone and the physical nature that they seem to have controlled Michigan with? And is that something that is a focus this week for you guys?
The past?
The physical nature of how they've beaten Michigan in the past.
Well, I mean, think about the Lion King. Simba gets hit over the head and tells him, yeah, the past can hurt. You can either run from it or embrace it and learn from it. I think is exactly what he said, so those seem like very wise words. We'll go about that.
Directly in front of you, Coach, John?
Coach, you talked about you like the way this team works and prepares for each week. Is this a week where it's just all preparation like any other week, or is there just a little bit extra energy in the building because of a rivalry game?
Yeah, again, I'm sure there's going to be attempts made to build the game up and et cetera. But yeah, we're working and not worrying and have a chance maybe to hear what's out there. We've just been down there going about our business, and may have a chance to get the ear to the railroad track and see what's out there. But we're working on not worrying right now.
Center middle, Adam?
Coach, at times we've seen you rotate a linebacker back to deep safety. What's the goal of that, and what are some of the advantages to being able to do that?
You know, the advantages are to present a cover 2 look that really is a cover 3 look. Show a 2 deep safety look with the middle of the field open, and then run a middle linebacker back to the middle, which really is a 3 deep zone.
Open the front here, Mike?
Jim, did you have a chance to watch, obviously, the film from the weekend and see the opening kickoff? Is there something that you guys did you discover something, and how much of that play is JU and how much of that is everybody else?
The greatest here is JU. I mean, when you're the returner, you're wearing the big sombrero. You got the greatest share, but it's a unit effort. It's a team effort, as we said before. One person's the ball carrier and everybody else is the blocker. And that particular play was well schemed, and blocks were crisp and sharp, and the timing of the blocks was outstanding. It was all a touchdown.